This episode is brought to you by Battleborn Batteries, the best name in the RV and marine industry. These lithium batteries are designed and assembled in the USA, backed by a 10-year warranty. The best solution for your battery anxiety, so go check them out at battlebornbatteries.com.
Whether your adventure is on the road, on the water, or off the grid, Battleborn Batteries keep you out there longer.
Hi, everyone. This is Kenny, and I am so excited to announce that SnapPad has become a sponsor for the show. It means so much to us to have their support. I purchased SnapPads for our RV over 2 years ago, and I can honestly say if something happened to them today, I would replace them by tomorrow. They have saved my back and setup time by not needing to crawl underneath our Class A to set up blocks under our jack stands. They truly make setting up our RV a snap.
For me, they reduce vibration in the fifth wheel, took 15 minutes to install, and never come off. SnapPads also add a little something extra to the appearance of the jacks. Go check them out at rvsnappad.com.
You are listening to Beyond the Wheel, a podcast about the people and ideas that drive the RV community forward.
Hi, everyone. This episode is special for a few reasons. The first is that it was recommended by a listener. Kenny and I really enjoy getting suggestions from the listeners on topics that they would like for us to discuss. The second reason is that this is our 50th episode. We have really enjoyed talking to the guests and reading feedback from the listeners. Lastly, in this episode, we are interviewing a brand new RV manufacturer, Alliance RV. Coley Brady is going to tell us all about the process of starting a new RV company and what area of the RV market they are going to focus on. So get ready for an enjoyable episode.
Hi, Coley. Thanks for joining us today. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at Alliance RV?
Yeah, my name's Coley Brady. Thanks for having me on the podcast. I am 42 years old, been in the RV industry pretty much my whole life, born and raised here in Elkhart, Indiana, the RV capital of the world. Went to the University of Notre Dame over in South Bend, Indiana. After graduating from the University of Notre Dame, went to Chicago for a few years and spent a little bit of time in public accounting before coming back into Elkhart, where I started in 2004 at Heartland RV in the very first year of inception of Heartland business. Spent 15 years at Heartland into 2019. It was at that point that my brother Ryan and I left our roles at Heartland to start out on a new business called Alliance RV. So that's a little bit about me. I'm married. I have 4 children. And so my role here is one of the co-founders with my brother Ryan and also one of the owners as well.
What makes you leave a position with what I consider a major manufacturer, Heartland, and start your own company?
Well, it's a really good question. And I think that's a question we've been asked often. And the thing is, Heartland's a good place, and I have nothing negative to say about Heartland. But you get to a certain size, and it's hard to affect change. It's hard to be quick. It's hard to be nimble. In a lot of ways, it's hard to give great customer service. Now, I have nothing bad to say about them, but we thought, that there's been so much consolidation in the RV industry, right? You got a couple of really big players in Ford, Forest River. There's not, if you look at the industry on the travel trailer side, there's not a true independent, really an independent that produces from high-end fifth wheels all the way down to entry-level travel trailers. Now, you might get an independent that does an entry-level trailer, you might get an independent that does a high-end fifth wheel, but to do the full lineup, you don't have anybody that's truly independent and privately owned. So that's where we come into play. That's where we're unique. We're different than the competition. We thought we could do something that would really change the industry. And really, at the end of the day, how can we not only help the dealer, but also help that end consumer get a really great customer experience?
So you guys are doing fifth wheels and the travel trailers?
Yeah. So in the startup situation right now, we launched with a high-end fifth wheel, and that fifth wheel is called Paradigm. It's the brand Paradigm. That product is targeted to that full-timer. It's a full-time use product. It's for that guy that's working on the road that maybe wants something that's a little bit nicer. what we did early on in our startup, we left it at the end of Q1 of 2019. We really took all of last summer, all of last fall, just to really kind of do product research. Now, of course, I've been in the industry for a long time and know a lot about product, but at the end of the day, we really wanted to make sure we were building to what the end consumer was wanting and some of the common pain points that they were seeing. How could we address those potential pain points while also building a really good looking product? And so we set out in the first 6 months is all we did was kind of crowdsource. We launched a Facebook page called the Alliance RV Group, which is now up to almost 5,000 people on that page. And on that Facebook page, there's, I would say probably 3/4 of the people on that page are actual fifth wheel owners. And I would encourage both of you guys to check it out, Alliance RV Group. And you'll see all sorts of comments, all sorts of feedback that we get from people that are using fifth wheels day in and day out. That really, at the end of the day, kind of drove a lot of our product ideas and product decisions to get to what we came out with and what we launched at the very beginning of this year. And so that's kind of where we are right now. And so the first product we came out with, called the Paradigm, and that product made it into 19 different retail RV shows in January, February, and early March. So we got excellent exposure. We had thousands and thousands of customers coming through these products, whether it be in the Salt Lake City RV show or the Tampa Super Show. We were in Houston, we were in Dallas, we were in Des Moines, we were in Pittsburgh, we were in the Syracuse show. So we were in a lot of really good shows we were Austin, San Antonio. So we were in a lot of great shows that allowed us to get great visibility. And what we were finding out is that as customers were coming through, they were pointing out things that they really liked that hadn't been addressed in some of the other products in the marketplace today.
So how much time did you actually have to spend on the design of the Paradigm?
That was something that took a little longer than we anticipated, but that's okay, because if you really want to be a game changer and really do something to set yourself apart from the normal products out there, it takes some time. So we worked on our product plan starting in late June and really didn't finish our first fifth wheel until early December. So it took us a while, and maybe November, but it was a lot of products that took a lot of time.
Is the Paradigm in dealers right now? Can people go and see it in person at a dealer?
Yes, they can. So we have about 110 locations of dealers on board. There's plenty of product that's not plenty, but we're still getting product out, but it's kind of awesome to see. And we got what I would consider I consider them some of the best dealers in the industry that have come on board and partnered up with us.
I think it's really smart that you guys started the Facebook first and started to collect information about what people would want in their fifth wheel. I bet you that's who came up with that idea, and I commend them for that, because I think that's a great way to start.
Well, I think it is. You're right. And the good news is we got a good group of guys on our team that we all had connections, because I came from Heartland, but we have guys on our team that came from other companies, and kind of collectively we were able to reach out through our network to connect with product owners that we had known in the past, and all these people. Then it's everybody sharing the information about us, and so more and more people joined. And you're right, that really helped us early on, I must say. I agree. That was a big thing for us, getting that feedback early on. And what we were doing as we were building our first few units, first few fifth wheels, we were able to take pictures and post them online on that Facebook group and get that instant feedback. And so we were able to kind of quickly turn on a dime before we officially launched it in January.
Yeah, I looked at your page where you have your sort of your leadership team or your management team on there, and there's a lot of experience. Even though you're a new company, the people aren't new to the industry. There's a lot of experience there.
There's a lot of experience on our team, yes, and we have guys from a lot of different areas. And really, what's nice is they came from a lot of good experience places with good fifth wheels. Keystone, Heartland, Grand Design, Jayco. We got guys from all those places that do pretty good fifth wheels as it is, and so it was good to kind of bring those guys collectively together to do what we're doing here at Alliance.
And so, is there one floor plan fifth wheel available right now? Is the Paradigm one floor plan, or are there multiple floor plans?
We are in production of 5 different floor plans right now.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Are all 5 of them, you had mentioned earlier that it was kind of targeted to the full timer. Are all 5 of them targeted to
Yes.
that full timer? Okay.
Very cool. So we have we have a rear kitchen floor plan. We have a rear den floor plan. And then we have 3 different rear living models. One that's 35 feet, one that's 38 feet, and then one that's 40 feet. So kind of a small, medium, and a large size one. So, and that's really hitting the sweet spot of what the customers are looking for right now in that in that segment.
Yeah, the rear den, I haven't. Is it elevated?
It's an elevated rear den. Yep. It's the 365 RD. It's a cool floor plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that one. That I started in a Heartland Cyclone, a big 44-foot RV, and the one thing that we wish we could have done after we got rid of our toys partway in was actually make a living area in the back instead of having that garage. So having that rear den, I think, is something I always wanted when I had that Heartland Cyclone. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the nice thing about those Cyclones, though, there's a lot of functionality too with the extra room in the back with the garage. Storage capabilities is certainly nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to definitely check out that rear den model because that interests me a lot.
Yeah, check that out.
Can you say or tell us what features in the Paradigm line that you're most proud of?
Sure. The air conditioning system is something we kind of looked at, and we took a really fresh look at. And what we're doing there is we've got 3 AC standard, which some guys do that, so that's not necessarily unique. But most guys are only 2 ACs, by the way. So we have 3 AC standard, which is better and bigger than our competition. But the other thing that we're doing on the AC side of things is we're doing a direct dump AC versus running ducts throughout the RV. And what we're finding out early on as customers are using these in the heat of Texas or Florida or Arizona is that we're able to have a much more cool, efficient RV than the other products out there. And the reason we're doing that is by eliminating those ducts, you're up to 30% more efficient. If you think about ductwork, you're sending all this cool air into a hot attic on a hot day. It's got to go through that hot attic. You lose cool before it comes into the RV. On top of that, some of those ducts, shake loose over time as they're traveling down the road, or they collapse over time. And it can be an issue with service or parts or warranty. And so we're finding that's one of the key differentiators with the customers. On top of that, we've upgraded the furnace system. We got a 42,000 BTU furnace with a fireplace that puts out 5,000 BTUs of heat. So those items are really kind of separating us. The other things I really like about the product that the customer's been raving about is our shower. We've got a 60-inch or a 48-inch shower in most models with a
That's
full.
Nice.
It's really cool. People walking in, holy cow, this thing is huge with a fold down teak seat, which has been great. So that's been getting great reviews. Some of the other things, we have a soft close toilet. It's a small thing, but one of the customers actually got on our Facebook page and said, "Have you ever considered putting a soft close toilet in?" My husband goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night and that thing clanks down and wakes me up. And so we put a soft close toilet in. Small thing, but it's actually something that people have been raving about. Dimmable light switches that with flush mount residential can lights versus lights that kind of are like a radius but hang down, so it looks more residential. We've done some things with the oven. We have a big, huge 3.7 cubic foot Insignia oven, so you can actually put a full turkey in there and cook it. So those things have separated us on that side of things. And then I'm trying to think on the big thing that we heard is running gear. So if you think about running gear, a lot of times you'll have guys that the tires aren't sufficient enough for the get full timers that load these things up. And so we went to based on some feedback we heard, we went to a heavier duty tire that's rated at 4,400 pounds. It's an all steel G-rated tire. We're calling it our Super G tire. And then we added on the leaf spring hangers. On the leaf springs, we went to a 4,000 pound leaf spring. So increased that rating from 3,500 pounds to 4,000 pounds. And then on the hangers that are for the axles, we put a V bracket in for additional support. So those, the running gear, the AC and the heating, the shower, those are some of the things that really, the oven, those are the things that really kind of stand out. And then we did some things on product look-wise. The product's got to look good too. And we did some things to help on the interior look of the product that have kind of made it look pretty good. So those are some of the things on the product side that have kind of helped us stand apart.
I think you're hitting some good points right there, though, for the full timer with the bathroom and the kitchen. And you're talking about the oven, because that's what makes the RV feel more like home. When you can have a comfortable bathroom shower, when you have a kitchen that's very functional, gives it more of that home feeling than a vehicle feeling. So I think that's great.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're kind of going for there. And those guys that are going for longer periods of time, how do we have the comforts of home in that RV? So
what about as far as scaling to size? So your new company, how do you guys go? How do you know how many employees to hire right off the bat? How do you know how many to build? How does that work? Do you get a list from dealers and say, hey, we're going to want this much? Can you guys produce that? Or is it the other way around? Do you guys say we can produce this much? Now we got to find people to buy it. Which way does that go?
Yeah, no, it's usually our production is going to be driven by the dealers and the retail consumer. So if we are now running 6 RVs per day, so 6 Paradigm fifth wheels per day. So we've been able to get to a reasonable size. Nothing crazy as far as production rates, but it's been driven by both the dealer and the retail. So the dealers, and our dealers have been retail selling products. So we've probably got our production slots right now, I'd say, are about 20% retail sold. So the stuff that's coming down our line right now actually has customer names on it. And that's awesome. Another thing that we're doing is the units that we're building, we put like a sheet of paper on each one of the hitches, and it says this RV being built for the Jones family. And as it goes down each station of our production line, each one of the group leaders will sign off on that page, and we'll stick that into the packet. And usually one of the guys from the executive team or multiple guys from the executive team will sign off on that piece of paper as well. On your question about the number of employees, as we flex up and kind of do our increased rates, that's when we start bringing more people on. And we're currently at about 120 employees here at this time.
Big. It sounds big to me anyway.
Yeah. Building 6 RVs per day takes a lot of manpower and a lot of coordination. Yeah, but fairly big. But at the end of the day, we're, in the grand scheme of things, quite small.
Okay.
Compared to the other guys out there.
And so, there's a lot of, like you indicated earlier, the 2 big ones, Thor and Forest River. And then you have Winnebago, you have Northwood Manufacturing, some other small manufacturers. How tough is it to break into that market?
Not easy. Certainly not easy. It goes back to the experience factor too. We've got a good network of people that we know in the dealer community. We've got a good network of people that we know in the supplier community. And then the other thing that helps us is we're right in the heart of Elkhart, Indiana. Our campus is off of County Road 17, just south of the RV Hall of Fame. And so we're in a sweet spot where we can attract great talent because they're all right around us, and the suppliers are all right around us. So that's kind of how we came up with the name Alliance RV. Is we want to be in alliance with not only the dealers but the retail consumer. We want to be in alliance with the vendors that we're working with. We want to be in alliance with our employees, and then certainly also the community of Elkhart. And so that's how as we thought through this and thought through how we were going to make this thing work for the long term, we wanted to be right in the heart of Elkhart to make it work. Because you're right, it's not hard. It's difficult to break through, and we're still early, right? We're not even through 1 year of production yet, and so we have we're still working hard to make sure that we get off the ground in the appropriate manner.
I mean, it sounds like what you're doing as far as quality and deciding what the RV actually is one way to get known in the industry. So I was just wondering if there was, I asked the question because it seems like a very competitive market. So the changes that you're making that you highlighted before is one thing, but I was just wondering how tough it was, otherwise to break into such a competitive market.
It is. It's very difficult, and that's why you got to do things that stand out and be willing to do things that other the other guys that are larger that aren't willing to do. And
Yeah.
That makes sense.
so that's how we're differentiating and trying to stand apart to really truly break through. And we're well on our way.
What about appliances? Is it difficult to get maybe like the Medic and Norcold and other appliances to work with you as far as getting the stuff that goes into the RV?
We've been good there. We're working with Norcold on our the RV refrigerator that we use is Norcold. We're working with our residential is a Samsung.
Oh, nice. Real nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been okay there. Dometic, we use their toilets. So, and all those guys are, have access to get materials pretty easily to guys that are building out of Elkhart. So we've been pretty fortunate there.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, location is important in this instance, I think.
Yeah.
It is. And if you guys are ever in town, I'd love to give you guys a tour and show you around.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to come by. Yeah, for sure. What about so all of you guys came from different companies. Do you have any affiliation with some of those companies that maybe you left? Are you guys working with them in any way? Are they working with you? Do they help you? Do they try to sabotage you?
Yeah. Well, I think no, we're not affiliated at all. We're truly independent from all those guys. So zero affiliation. The beautiful thing about Elkhart is it's entrepreneurial driven. A lot of the entrepreneurs in town, both over the years and in the supplier side and the OEM side, and it's healthy competition. At the end of the day, competition helps everybody. It helps everybody get better, and so there's been no sabotaging, and everybody's just fighting hard to earn their business.
So production, you said, really hit the ground running in January?
Yes.
And then you had COVID-19 hit.
Yes.
How did that affect your production?
It did. We were down for about 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The biggest thing is we RVI deemed RV production to be essential, business. So we could have been in production. We had enough orders to run, but one, for the safety of our employees and with everything going on, and two, for the fact that the suppliers were not running, we decided to be down for that period of time. So yeah, that was hard. That was a difficult time. It seems like 6 months ago, but in reality, it was only 45, 60 days ago.
Yeah.
But definitely, it affected us, and we had to shut down for about 5 weeks.
Okay.
Just shy of 5 weeks.
Yeah. Probably a very long 5 weeks, though. Like you said, it feels like this has been going on for much longer than it actually has.
Yes, you're right. It is. It hasn't been going on that long, but definitely it has affected us. And so we came back into production right at the end of April, and we had all the PPE requirements here for the guys with face masks and face shields, and we're doing some things to try to keep these guys distant during the break hours, and reminding them every time that we do go to break, washing hands and stuff like that. So we're doing some things to be as careful as we possibly can, even today, right? Because
it's smart. I think it's a smart move.
Yep, it's definitely changed the way we go about our business. That's for sure.
And have you started manufacturing any travel trailers yet, or are you still just strictly on the fifth wheels?
Strictly fifth wheels. So this year is kind of the year of the paradigm, if you will, coming out with
high
and fifth wheel. And we told our dealers when we were going, we had a big dealer meeting last September when the open house, the RV annual open house goes on. We invited a number of dealers. It was an open invitation. And what we told those dealers is 2020 will be our first product offering, which will be the fifth wheel. And then as we get into the next year's open house, which happens in September, we're going to come out with a new product, which is a toy hauler. You mentioned that you have or had a Cyclone. It'll be very similar, I would say, in price to a Cyclone, but we're going to look at the market, with a fresh perspective and try to figure out ways to be unique and be different to go to market. And that product will get launched late this year. And then as we get down the road a little bit into years, 2, 3, 4, 5, we will work our way into coming out with some travel trailers, both laminated trailers and aluminum sided trailers.
Oh, really? Both?
So our goal, and that's our goal, is how can we be a full lineup of manufacturer and have the full product offering?
When you look at it from a production stance, a travel trailer and a fifth wheel, they from the outside they look very different. One goes over the bed of the truck, one gets towed behind. When you're talking about production, though, are they built relatively the same? Do you start with a bottom frame and build up on it, or are they built completely different in a different manner?
No, they're both essentially the same way. They both start with the frame, bring the frame in the door, and you get the axles on, and then you work on the floor, and then you work your way down with plumbing and electrical, and then the sidewalls go on. But yeah, essentially the same. But generally speaking, you don't run travel trailers and fifth wheels down the same production line, and so we're going to need additional production plants in order to support travel trailers, and we don't have those today, but we'll work toward building those here in the near future.
Okay. So then when you start the travel trailer, you're going to be, I guess, ramping up production. That'll be a big growth spurt then.
It would be, yeah. And and as you guys know, the travel trailer market's a bigger segment of the industry and more volume, definitely a bigger volume area. But the nice thing, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but we have in our campus here in Elkhart, we have 110 acres. So we have the ability to expand right here, which is awesome. So you can control, material management, you can control security, you can control the culture of the business. And so that'll be nice to have everything kind of right here in one complex as we continue to grow over time.
And you had mentioned that Sean and I could stop by for a tour when we're in the area. Is that something that you'll do for maybe customers or just anybody? Like, will you guys set up maybe factory tours? I know for my wife and I, when we were shopping around for an RV, factory tours were a big part of our shopping experience. We wanted to see how things were put together.
Absolutely. We'd love to have any customers come through. We, in fact, do tours daily. And,
oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, we're anytime. We're really flexible, and that's part of how we love it too. You can come at 8 a.m. You can come at 5 p.m. You can come. We'll make sure that whenever you come through, we're welcoming those customers with open arms.
Should they call you first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to have an appointment and a heads up instead of just showing up. And the best way to do that is through our Facebook page, the Alliance RV Group, or through our website. There's a way to contact us through our website at alliancerv.com. So those would be the two best ways to reach out and connect. And really all we need is a 24-hour heads up. And that gives us plenty of time to make sure that we got you covered.
Coley, one thing that it's a small thing, but while I was preparing for this podcast, one thing I noticed that is prominently accessible from your website is the owner's guide. To me, that's a huge benefit to be able to go on there before I purchase the RV or even before I go to a dealer, to get on there and look at that owner's guide and see what everything is. I don't know if you guys did that on purpose or if that was just an accident that was placed on the website, easily accessible to customers or potential customers.
Yeah, no, by design. We wanted we're a very open book type company, and we wanted them to be really comfortable with what they're going to get after the fact with service from us. The other thing we've done, and there's this 100 features book that we put together, and really what the title of this book is called 100 Customer Driven Features. And it's kind of cool to go through that and look at all the different things that we have on our products.
Yeah, that's another great thing. Yeah, I think just the little things like that are really beneficial to customers and people looking for an RV. Just having that, I think, has got to give you some type of advantage, because like I went on there and I was flipping through that guide, and like you said, it explains the suspension. It explains, the type of suspension it is, how it's all put together. I just thought that was having that easily viewable on the website. It's going to save the dealers, 10,000 questions, and you know what you're getting before you even walk into a dealer to look at it.
Right, exactly.
We'll have to set up some links on our show notes so that people can go right to the website and then be able to see all this.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You just started production and everything, but so far, what has been some of the most rewarding aspects of creating the company?
The most rewarding part has been just, pulling together a great team, right? And working together for a mission to truly kind of change the game and be a leader in the industry. And it's been, and just creating something from scratch. It's really rewarding, and it's not easy. It's been a lot of hard work. But it's been rewarding for me, especially to see it all come together. And so I'd say from the team aspects of things, that's been the most rewarding.
Is your father at all affiliated with the company?
He is not at all in the business day in and day out. He is a small minority investor. He is, as far as activity and being at the business day in and day out, he's not involved.
Okay. So it's you and your brother are the only family members that are in it?
Yes. Yep.
And how is it working with your brother full time?
It's been good. It's been all right so far, but check back in the year and I'll let you know if it's still.
Yeah, working with family can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. I did work for my dad at Heartland for 7 years. Yeah, so far so good, right? And it's a team effort in what we're doing here, and it takes a lot of guys being general neutral to be doing what we're doing here and growing this business and getting to where we are.
Yeah. It's also probably difficult to turn off work when you're outside of work, when you're with family too. If you're at family dinners and family functions, it's probably difficult to turn work off and social time on. I would imagine anyway.
It can be. Yep. It can be. My wife will nudge me at the dinner table to stop talking too much. So.
And if people are interested in seeing the product, is there a dealer locator on your website, or what's the best way for people to go check one out?
Dealer locator is live and running on the website. So we're up to about 110 locations across the United States and Canada. The Canadian dealer locator isn't quite working yet, but we should have that updated within 30 days. So yeah, should be pretty straightforward on the website. And then again, if they have problems locating a dealer in their area, just have them they can reach out to us via Facebook or via the website, and we're very quick to respond.
On that same subject where you said that you could reach out and communicate with you guys for issues, what about warranty? What type of warranty are you guys offering at the moment?
Yeah, full 1 year warranty with a 3-year limited structural warranty. But our company motto is do the right thing. If there's something that's outside of a year that we feel like is a manufacturing issue, that shortly after that 1 year warranty period, we're going to be pretty quick to step up and help. And so, but it's a full 1 year warranty with a 3-year limited structural.
That's great.
And I imagine that since you guys are just starting out, the service, you're not doing service on site. People are just going to the affiliated dealers for that type of work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know how you knew that, Sean.
Well, I just figured since, a smaller company, it's probably difficult to have a full service department there on site when you're really focused on production right now.
Correct. I will say in some situations we'll have some service work being done here, but that would not be the norm. I think as over time we would like to have something like that, and I think that's actually a kind of a nice thing too. If you had somebody that bought one and wanted to have some work done right at the factory, if we could offer that in the future, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
One other thing that we're doing later this year at the end of August is we're going to have an Alliance RV rally. And
that's cool.
Yeah. Again, open invitation to both of you guys. If you are in town at the end of August, we're having a rally. We're inviting any type of product owner, so it doesn't have to be an Alliance owner. I do think we'll probably have at least half of them in Alliance products at the rally. But we want to welcome all types of RVs to this rally, and we look forward to getting together with a number of actual product owners at the end of the summer.
Oh, that'll be a lot of fun. I think you'll be surprised too, like how much you learn in person from customers too. I think that'll be a great experience for everybody.
Exactly. Both sides. We're going to get them. We're going to do factory tours. We're going to take some new inventory out there for them to look at. We're going to do just fun things like a cornhole tournament. We're going to have cookout. We're going to have a band one night. We're going to do a breakfast question and answer. We'll make it really interactive and really hopefully a lot of fun for the people that do join.
Oh, that's great. And you guys were very quick with the social media, with the Facebook. Have you guys used other, like, what are some of your other marketing tools that you've tried so far, and what has worked out better than others, or what do you like so far?
We've really focused mainly on Facebook. So that's been our big focus was been through there. And then we do have a YouTube channel. So we have some videos up there. We'll eventually kind of get into the Instagram and Twitter and that area as well. But main focus has been Facebook and then our website, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about your website. Like I said, just searching on it, preparing for this, there's a lot of information that's found easily on your website. So I like the way you guys put that together. It really does seem like you have the customer in mind when you design that. So,
oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And that was the goal. Yeah. How do we make it easy for the consumer or the dealer when they're on that site to be easy to navigate?
So I think that's all of our questions. Did you have anything else you want to talk about that we might have missed that you want to highlight? Anything really?
No, the biggest thing for me is I just appreciate you guys being interested and calling in or reaching out via email and having this discussion today. And, again, open invitation to both of you guys. I'd love to show you guys around if you're in this area.
That'd be awesome.
Look you through the building and the future ideas that we have. Again, excited about where this is going and looking forward to growing in the industry.
Yeah, and we would love to have you back on in a year or so just to sort of update us on the growth and how the first full year of production went. So
let's plan on that. You definitely mark the calendar. I'll do the same, and let's plan on getting together next year.
Awesome.
Okay, great. Well, thanks so much.
Thanks, Coley.
All right, guys. Take care, and thanks again.
We would like to thank Coley for coming on the show and giving us that behind-the-scenes look of what it takes to start a new RV manufacturing company from scratch. Certainly some big risks there, starting a company like this, but it sounds like they have really hit the ground rolling. I think their ability to listen to the customer is what will certainly help them with this continued success. What a great idea to set up a Facebook page and be able to share photos of what they are planning to build and get that instant feedback. I also like to hear that they are building with full-timers in mind. Not only will you get those home-like features Coley mentioned, but if it is strong enough to handle everyday use, then a weekender should get years and years of enjoyment from an Alliance RV. Having their RVs in over 110 dealers in only the first year is very impressive, and we wish them the very best going forward. Be sure to check out their website. We added a link in our show notes, and we look forward to having Coley back next year for that update. Sean and I will be back in 2 weeks with our guest list episode, which will now be called Beyond the Wheel Driver's Edition. Thanks to Bruce from Texas, who made the suggestion. And because we chose his title, he is the winner of that Micro Air Easy Start. Thanks, Bruce, and thanks to everyone who participated. Take care, everyone, and safe travels. This episode is brought to you by Battleborn Batteries, the best name in the RV and marine industry. These lithium batteries are designed and assembled in the USA, backed by a 10-year warranty. The best solution for your battery anxiety, so go check them out at battlebornbatteries.com.